Hey guys, how we doing today? This is Wally again with LearningNet.com. And if you guys are watching this A2 hosting tutorial, it means that you want to learn how to create your very own blog or website using their platform. So I wanted to take out a few moments today to help you guys to do just that, especially if you're beginners online and you've never created a blog or a website before. If you guys are new here to this channel for LearningNet.com and this is the very first time that you're stopping by, here on this channel, I typically upload videos about WordPress primarily, and I'll talk about ways how you can drive, traffic to your website, promote it online, and things of that nature. So if you guys want to learn more about that, go ahead and smash a like button and also the subscribe button. And that way, any future videos that I upload, you'll be sure to receive them. So when creating a website online, guys, there are really two things that you'll need to do it. One is a domain name and also a web hosting, both of which you can get from A2 Hosting. Now, my assumption with this A2 Hosting WordPress tutorial is that you already have your web hosting and domain name. But in the event that you guys do not have it, I have an exclusive discount through A2 Hosting of up to 72% off when you guys use the links that are right below. So go ahead and grab your discount by clicking the link below. And also, when you do that, you're going to notice that it's going to open up automatically to A2 Hosting's landing page, which is this one right here. Now, there are a few reasons why I really love using A2 Hosting. I've been with them for quite some time. They have extremely low prices that are really ideally for beginners and people who may be like on a tight budget. They really have great customer support. That's something that's really hard to come by with a lot of web hosting providers out there. They have really great security to protect your websites 24/7. And a little bit later on, guys, in this tutorial, I'm going to talk a little bit more about some measures that A2 Hosting takes to secure your websites, online. So I'm not going to go too heavily through the process of like buying your domain name, and web hosting is pretty straightforward. A2 Hosting has different types of like packages that you can tap into. If you're a beginner online, I highly recommend that you guys just stick with the shared hosting itself. If you click on that, you'll see that they have 4 plans that you can select from: the Startup, Drive, Turbo Boost, and Max. When I first got started with A2 Hosting, I got started with the Startup plan. And then after like a month and a half, I upgraded to the Drive by just sending like an email to customer support, being that I had a desire to create multiple websites, online. So if that's you and you want to create like unlimited sites online, like as a blogger, then I highly recommend starting first with the Drive plan itself. It's well worth the money. I highly recommend that you guys purchase more web hosting up front. You'll see, obviously, here you can purchase web hosting in increments, such as in increments of a year, 2 years, and 3 years. If you're 100% serious about your business online, I recommend getting at least 3 years. You'll save a whole deal of money by doing that. So once you decide which of these plans, will be ideal for you guys, obviously you'll see all of the features itemized. You can get like an extended, view of it and that. But once you purchase your domain name, your .com, .net, .org, what have you, along with your package itself, and you pay for it, you're going to get credentials to your email immediately for a username and a password that A2 Hosting is going to give you. When you do that, guys, it's going to give you access to what's called cPanel, and it looks like this. When you log into it, guys, you'll notice that it's divided into different subsections where you can access files, different apps. Like today, we're going to be creating a website principally through WordPress, but there are other CMS platforms that you can utilize, such as Magento, there's Joomla, Drupal, and others as well. But we're just going to be sticking with WordPress because it's super simple, easy to use, doesn't require any coding or HTML experience. And I'm going to be walking you guys through the process of creating your website today, okay? You'll see that you have access to databases. You can add on domain names. Like if you purchase more domains, going forward through A2 Hosting, and you want to create additional websites, you can do that by, clicking on Add on Domains. You can even redirect your domain to like another link itself, maybe to another website or an affiliate link, whatever you want to do with that. There's also email setup, which is 100% free, and you don't have to pay anything at all, for that. I like this section right here. It helps you to monitor like your visitors, where people are coming from, what they're typing in to, the browser to make it like to your website. It's very, very helpful, coupled with things like Google Analytics to help you really measure and also better manage your website, online. So the very first step, guys, in this tutorial is to obviously you need to get your domain name. You need to get web hosting, both of which you can get through A2 Hosting. And they're my number one recommended provider for beginners online, not only due to their cheap prices, but also their amazing customer support and security that they have in place as well. So you need to get that. Once you do that, you're going to make it to your cPanel. And from this point, we're just going to be picking up with step 3, which is to install WordPress on the domain name itself. So you got to have the domain name, your web hosting. If you have any questions at all, guys, I want you to drop your comments down below. Drop your comments, drop your questions, because I want to help you through this process and I don't want you to be lost at all, okay? The worst thing you can do is not ask questions, especially if you need help. And I absolutely don't want you to be lost anywhere through this process. It's super easy. Anybody can do this. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to create your website within minutes, okay? But I just wanted to give you guys like a little bit of a backstory of what you're going to need before you get started. Great. So once you get logged into the back end of your cPanel itself, you are going to click on where it says WordPress A2 Optimize. And once you do that, guys, you're going to get to a page that looks like this. And what you're going to do is scroll down to where it says Install Now. And then right here, guys, you're going to select the domain name itself that you want to install WordPress on. As you can see, I have several, domains that are already there that I have already registered, with A2 Hosting. So today I'm going to be using a domain name that I have with them. And this next section, guys, where it says Site Settings, you're going to type in where it says Site Name, the name of your website. So whatever the website name that you purchase, whether it's a .com or a .net, a .org, .info, what have you. I mean, you guys will see like my simple blog right here, learningnetcom. It's a .com. I love .coms because it's easier to remember. And most people, when they think of like a keyword online, the .com simply just comes to the mind first. And so hopefully you guys got a .com. If you didn't, that's fine. But what you're going to be doing right here is you're going to be typing in the name of your actual website itself. So I'm just going to type in web hosting services, something like that. And right here where it says site description, you're going to type in a tagline of what people would expect to learn about on your website. So it's just a brief description of whatever your website is going to be about, whatever the products or services that you're thinking about, like promoting or offering locally or maybe on a nationwide or even global scale. You just want a description there that tells people what this is about, okay? So I'm just going to type in, let's see. I'm just going to type in something for the purpose of this A2 Hosting WordPress tutorial. So I'm going to type in the best place to buy web hosting for beginners. And obviously, you guys know that I love A2 Hosting. And this is just an example. What you're going to put in that line there is whatever your website or your business is about, right? Doesn't matter if you're doing like nutrition, health and wellness, you're into sports, you're creating a food blog, whatever it is, you want to put a description right there to really define what your site is about. When you jump down to the next subsection, guys, under admin account, you're going to plug in a admin username. Now, this admin username that you're getting or that you're plugging in right here is not the same that you got from A2 Hosting upon setting up your account itself. The very first username that you got or that you set up, with your account itself through checkout, that is going to be used strictly to log into the back of your account where you'll be able to access like your billing and stuff like that. And so this right here is strictly to be able to log into the back end of your website that you're actually creating today. And again, I'm going to show you guys how this works in this tutorial, okay? So I'm just going to type in web hosting services. And then right here below, you're prompted to plug in a password. And again, this password is going to be for the actual website itself, to be able to log into it and really manage, your site, online. So I'm going to plug in one for the purpose of this tutorial. And what I recommend, guys, is that you select a password that's probably like, 8 to 10 characters, has some special characters in it, maybe like the pound symbol or @ symbol, what have you, and numbers. And that way it can be a nice, strong password that nobody can guess. You don't want to use anything like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, nothing crazy like that. You want to make it difficult, hard to guess. That way hackers and spammers can't gain access to your website on the fly. Right here where it says admin email, I want you to plug in the email that you use, so you want to have in conjunction with this website. Basically, whenever you receive communication from WordPress about updates, with the software itself, periodically WordPress will fix like bugs and things of that nature, and it's something to be expected. And it just really improves like the quality and speed, of your website across the board. But again, the email that you plug in right here, you just want to make sure that it's a real email, it's active, it's one that you check. Because in the event let's say you get locked out of your website itself, you forget like the password that you set up today. Maybe you have like several websites online like me. If you forget the password, which could happen, you can actually reset it, and the reset will be sent to this very email. Okay, just wanted to explain how that works. I don't want you guys to be confused about that later on. The next subsection right here, you can select the language that you want your website to be configured in. It's by default, it's at English, but if you speak a language that you prefer over English, you can use a drop down. There's several major languages that are here. And if you select any one of these, what's going to happen is once you install WordPress today on your new domain itself, you are going to have the actual website, the settings, everything configured in that language, which I think is absolutely amazing, especially if you prefer another language over English. Okay. I mean, I speak French, Spanish, but I'm not going to change, the languages because I want it to be in English, and that way we can be all on the same page, right? The next thing you're going to do, and last thing to install WordPress, is to plug in your email. So do that again. The reason you're doing this is because once WordPress is installed on your actual domain name itself, you're going to get a confirmation to your email that it's been successfully done. Now, the process of installing WordPress on your actual domain name, it takes a few moments. With other web hosting providers, they do it like really quick. But I like what A2 Hosting does. They take it a step further by performing what's called WordPress hardening. And what WordPress hardening means in a nutshell is that, one, they are adding an additional layer of security to your website itself. So other web hosting providers don't do that. A2 Hosting does, but it takes a few moments to do that. And as you can see right here, it says this may take 3 to 4 minutes. Please do not leave this page until the progress reaches 100%. So what I'm going to do right now, guys, is I'm going to stop this video, just pause it, and I'll come back when everything is all said and done, all right? All right, great, guys. So welcome back. So we just did a quick pause just to let that process go. As you can see, obviously, it took a few moments to do that. But great, you should have this page right here where it says, congratulations, the software was installed successfully. So anytime you install WordPress on a new domain, just as we just did right now, this is the very same screen that you're going to get each and every time. And that means that you did it successfully. A2 Hosting did all the work for us, but it means that you followed all the steps. If by chance you don't have this screen here, which is very rare, just drop a comment right below, a question. I'll make sure that you guys, are on the same page, going step by step in this video tutorial. Okay, awesome. So what this means right here, when you get to this page, it means that you have created a website online. It's actually live right now. If you want to see what it looks like, what I want you to do right now, guys, is just click. I like to just open them up in different browsers. And so what you're going to do is just click on the actual link itself, and boom, look at that. So this is the website that we have, guys. It's live on the internet. Obviously, there's no real content on it. I'm going to show you more about that very shortly in this A2 Hosting tutorial. But look at this. This is a website. It's live on the internet. If people wanted to like see it, online, you can give them your link. Like in my case, it's webhostingservices.blog. And this is just a sample blog that I'm using to show you guys how easy it is to create a blog, using a WordPress blog using A2 Hosting. Okay, so you'll notice that the title that we plugged in was Web Hosting Services, and the tagline, the description, it says the best place to buy web hosting for beginners. So whatever you had plugged in there, guys, that's what you're going to see right there. But again, this right here, this hello world, is basically like a sample post, if you will. Every time you install WordPress on a new domain, you're going to have this same post that pops up, hello world, and we can delete it a little bit later on, and I'll show you how to do that. But just wanted to show you guys that this is super, super simple how to, install and create, sites online. Doesn't require any experience at all with HTML or coding. Let me know what you guys think about this process thus far in this video tutorial, okay? So I want you to go back to the previous screen right here. And what we want to do now is we want to access the back end of the website. Now, you guys remember that we had set up like a username and a password through this setup process. And this is basically going to be used in conjunction with this admin URL that we're about to click on right now. So what I want you to do is just to click on the link itself. And when you do, it's going to automatically redirect you to the dashboard of your website. Now, you'll notice that anytime you want to log into the back end of your website, I want you guys to bookmark this link right here. This is going to be a very important link. Bookmark it right now. And that way, anytime you click on this link right here, it's going to prompt you to plug in that username and password that you guys initially set up. When you do so, it's going to bring you right to this very page. You can see by default in the browser, it says webhostingservices.blog/wp-admin. That's what you would really plug into your browser to then, enter your username and your password. But I just like to bookmark it, and that way I can just click on it, boom, plug in my user and password, and I'm logged into the back end of the dashboard. Great. So right here, we have successfully installed, WordPress. That was our, third step. And thereafter, we're going to do a theme. And so I'm going to show you a little bit about themes very shortly. But you notice on the sidebar here that you have different, options. You can, look at all of your posts that we have. We only have one default hello world, post that's there. But you can add post, to your actual blog itself. You can upload like images through the library itself. You can add pages to your blog itself, maybe like an about me page, a contact me, or like a services or a products page, whatever it is that you guys are doing. You can simply create like a new page by just clicking and hovering over, clicking add new. You can title it, plug in your content, and publish it. It's just that easy, guys, super simple. On your WordPress blog, you will receive here and there comments, from visitors that come to your website itself. So you'll be able to moderate it, have full control over those comments by publishing them. If it's a comment that maybe you don't want to have published, you can like trash it or spam it, what have you. This right here, WP Forms, allows you to create like contact forms like on your actual page itself where people can submit like their name, their email, or even phone number. If you want that to be included, you can easily create that using WP Forms. Appearance, we're going to talk about that next in our fourth step, where we're going to be basically setting up a new theme itself. So let's do that right now, guys. That's the next step that we're going to be doing in this A2 Hosting WordPress tutorial. We're going to be now picking out a theme. So there are a lot of themes, guys, that you can select. Of course, you can see like the main theme itself that was, given to us by default is this one that's right here. And I'll show you what it is. I mean, on my site itself for learnernet.com, I'm using the Astra theme. I like it. It's a very, very popular theme itself. And you can see the layout. It's like a white, background itself. I put like in the header itself, this, particular image. And on the sidebar, I plugged in, like what the website is about. I help people learn how to create, WordPress websites, just like we did today, and showing people how to make money, online. And if you guys want, of course, you can check out the tutorial that I have here, like on the blog itself. And it takes you step by step through the process of, again, creating a WordPress website using A2 Hosting. So when you guys click on appearance, you will be brought to this page that looks like this. And as a reminder to bookmark, this admin link. That way you can access it later on. But anyway, this is the default theme that we were given for this particular website. It's the 2021 theme itself. And there are two others that are here. If you want to see like what they look like, you can just click on live preview. And if you like it, then you can activate it, and that'll be the actual theme, that you'll have, on your website itself. If you want to pick out other themes, perhaps, that are centered around what it is that you do, just click on add new. That's at the very top. And you'll notice, guys, that on this very next page, you'll see so many different themes that pop up, even just on this first page. It's kind of divvied in parts. You have featured, popular, latest themes, favorites. And you can scroll down just to get an eye's view of what is available to you. So just check those out. Those are just a few that are right there. You can click on popular, and you'll see that the Astra theme is the one that I was talking about, right? You can see it right here. And if you drop down, you'll see Ocean WP. There's a Neve theme, Cadence theme, General Press, really nice too. But let's say that you don't see a theme off back under the feature, popular, latest, and favorites that you guys are really after, and you're trying to find something that's really centered around what you do. You can go to this sidebar right here where it says search themes, and you may not have in mind the exact theme that you're looking for, but you may know what it should be about. Like you might think of something like, and this is just an idea, guys, just to help you to really pick out a theme. Let's say you're doing something centered around SEO. Just an example. Type in SEO, and what you'll see right here are different themes that are centered around that particular theme, rather, SEO. If you type in something like, I don't know, marketing, and this is just to give you an idea, guys, of how this works. Type in marketing, and you can see different themes that, again, are centered around marketing. If you have like a marketing agency or marketing agency that you want to start, you can find themes that are centered around that particular genre. And again, if you look at something that you think looks really nice, you can preview it. If you like the preview that's displayed there, click install and then activate, and from that point you'll have that theme on your website itself. Let's say that, just going through some different topics, let's say you have like a food blog itself. You're going to start talking about food, I don't know, maybe sweets, cupcakes, something like that good, right? Just an example, you can type in food, and what do you see? Themes that are centered around food, right? And it really doesn't matter. The idea is to find something that is centered around whatever it is that you do, okay? Let's say that you're doing like, I don't know, let's say photography. You can type in like photo, photography, and you'll see that there are themes centered around photography, which is really nice, right? How about weddings? I mean, right now during the pandemic, a lot of people are doing weddings, via Zoom. Maybe if you're a wedding, coordinator or so, I mean, you could, again, create a website centered around weddings, right? So just type in the word wedding, and what do you see? Themes that, again, are centered around that. And all of these guys are 100% free. If you want something that's like a step up, like a premium theme that has like more features and more wiggle room, you can check out right below. I'll drop some links right below of some helpful resources that people are using right now to create, websites with like premium themes itself. But that's not really how that works. What we're going to do is we're going to type in Astra. So if we type in Astra, then this pops up right here, and we're going to install it. So great. So we're going to have this theme, on the actual website itself. Again, you can switch to any theme that you want. It really doesn't matter. What does matter is that you find something that fits you. So now we have the Astra theme, up here, guys, and it's totally super simple how you're going to go about customizing it. It's step by step. They even take you step by step, like through the process. So it's not hard at all to create your WordPress blog, with this particular theme itself. Now, the next step in this process, guys, is we're going to talk about plugins. We're going to talk about plugins, what they are, and why is it that you need them on your WordPress blog or website. Now, plugins, I like to think about them as like apps for phones. We all have like iPhones or maybe like Androids or what have you. And with our phones, we have apps that we have, downloaded or installed on them. And they give us the ability to do things that we can't do without it. Maybe you can measure like, how many steps you're taking each and every day. GPSs, you have this app and that app. You guys get the picture. I mean, we all love apps. But if you have too many apps on your phone, the downside of it is that it can cause your phone to malfunction. Maybe it might cut off or something like that. And the deal with plugins, with WordPress plugins, is that they add functionality to your website. They help your website to do things that you would like it to do. But the idea about this is that you don't want to install too many WordPress plugins because it could cause your website to malfunction. So to help you guys with this in this A2 hosting tutorial, just wanted to give you some ideas of some WordPress plugins that I love and that I use each and every day, and that have actually helped me. Okay, if that makes sense. So what you're going to do right now, you can click on. Oh, we're already here. Let's see, installed plugins, and let's see. I think I double clicked it. Okay, great. So we're on the same page. Great. So if you scroll down, you'll see some pre-installed plugins that A2 Hosting has already put here for you. These two, you want to leave them there. This Total Cache plugin is really great to help with page loads and serving your content to your visitors when they type in your URL like in the browser. It just loads it really fast, and you want that. Optimize WP helps also with page loads as well. So A2 Hosting already has these measures in place, and you don't want to like fool around with these plugins and like deactivate them. Keep them there. They're great. You don't have to. You won't have to like install any external plugins for speed specific, okay? Because A2 Hosting is already ahead of the game, with that. That's one thing that I really love about them overall, and why I recommend using them to create sites, online. You'll see Askamet, which is a very popular anti-spam plugin. It's been installed over 5 million times. You can activate it if you want to, but you should know that by activating this particular, plugin, it's like a premium plugin, if you will, that comes pre-installed on like every new WordPress installation. It does cost, it's like $5 per month per website. So if you have like several websites online and you want this plugin to be on it, you have to get what's called an API key, and you will add that to your blog, and from there you'll be able to utilize this particular plugin. But there are plugins out there that are free that work really great for protecting your website from spam. Okay, Jetpack really measures like visitors that come to your website, and I told you guys a little bit earlier about WP Forms, where it helps to create contact forms itself on the website itself. What I want you to do is scroll back up, click on Add New. And what I want you to do right now, we're going to be installing a few plugins that I think you should have on every website that you create, online, okay, with A2 Hosting. So once that loads, you'll see that there are a few here by default that pop up that a lot of people do install. We're not going to mess with those right here, but what we're going to do is we are going to type in the word SEO. Type in the word SEO right now, and you'll see that different plugins for SEO or search engine optimization pop up. The one that we're going to be shooting for is called Yoast SEO. I mean, you will notice that there's Rank Math. This is a very new plugin that's gaining a lot of traction online. It's really great. It has a lot of the same features as Yoast, but Yoast has been around a lot longer, and they have well over 5 million installations. So you guys know that it's rock solid, and it's the ideal plugin to have installed, on your website itself. What I wanted to talk about also is ways that you can help people to better navigate your website itself. If you type in the word broken link checker, periodically, guys, when you upload, like content, or you create content on your website itself, and you start to link out to different pages that may be related to what you are actually publishing online, the webmaster of like an external website may update the info. Let's say like this year they've created, like some content about X, topic, right? But next year they make some changes. They upload like more images or info, what have you, and the permalink changes or something about the content changes. And so the good thing about this particular plugin for Broken Link Checker is that it will alert you. It will notify you if there were any changes that have occurred with external links that you have connected to with your blog itself. You want that because when people land up on your page, what's going to happen is that if they click on a link on your website itself and it gives them like a 404 like error page or error, something like that, they might get discouraged and they may leave your webpage and go to your competitors. And you don't want that, obviously, because one is it'll mean that essentially you'll be losing a visitor, a potential customer, and obviously a potential sale and income, right? And so just the little things that you do can really help out a great deal to really help, your website, down the road. When you think about like other things that are really, really important, it really just comes to the main function that you would like your website to do, online. I wanted to talk a little bit about anti-spam. I told you about Ask-A-Mint. If you type in the word spam, Ask-A-Mint, of course, is a very popular plugin itself, but it does cost. So if you want to do it like the free way, type in the word spam and you'll see different plugins that populate here. Server security is really nice. Over 200,000 installations, 5 stars, which is great. You see WordFence. WordFence has 4 million, over 4 million. Anti-Spam Bee is the one that I've been using lately. So I'll just click install just for the purpose of this tutorial. But you can click any of these that you want. You don't have to click on Anti-Spam Bee. You can click on WordFence if you want that one, or if you want to try out server security. It's really up to you. You just need one and only one, and that'll do the trick, for you. If you guys want to have like a chatting feature, like on your website itself, some people like that. Maybe you want that, maybe not, depending on what your blog is going to be about. You may want to be able to reach out to your visitors upon landing to your website. So if you type in the word chat, you'll see different plugins that will give you that particular functionality. Or if you want people to be able to share your content, on like social media, you can type in like the word social media, or you can type in like Facebook, you can type in like Instagram, and the end result is that you'll get plugins that will allow you to, again, give people the opportunity to share your content online. That's what you want. Even with like this YouTube video, I want you guys to share it on like, if you have like other followers or people that friends that want to learn how to create a website, you can share this video like on Facebook, you can share it on Instagram, you can share it on LinkedIn, on any social media platform. I want you guys to go crazy with it and tell other people about this particular video itself. And that way it helps out my channel to help other people to learn how to create websites using the best web hosting provider, A2 Hosting, and it'll help them to get online as well, guys. So the next step in this process is really starting to create content itself. So you'll see that obviously with the post itself, it's really, really easy to do this, guys. It's not hard at all. By default, we have the hello world post that's right here. We're going to just delete it because we don't really need it. But if you want to add like a post itself, something new, then what you can do is just click on like add new. And I'm just going to do it in another tab as I always do. You guys probably figure that out, in this tutorial. And you'll notice that, popping up, guys, you're going to see that you're going to have a post. It's basically divided into sections. I mean, you'll have like your topic itself, like the actual, whatever your post is going to be about. Like in my case with my website, the overall theme is, to help people to learn how to create WordPress websites. And you can see like the theme or the actual topic of this particular blog post is A2 Hosting WordPress Tutorial for Beginners Review 2021, right? Creating WordPress websites easy. So that's my actual title for the blog post, if you will. And then you'll notice that right below it, I have the content. So you'll plug in your title itself. And me personally, guys, I like to use long tail keywords because when people type in like long tail keywords, they're typically words that are like 3 to 5 words combined that really help them to find something very specific. And when you do that, these types of keywords have less competition online, less people competing for it, if you will, online in the same genre, but they have high volumes of traffic. So high volumes of traffic, but low comp, and they're really great for writing, WordPress blogs itself. Perhaps on another video I could talk more about that, but I just wanted to give you guys the idea of how this works. So you plug in your title, you plug in like your content, and once you plug in your content and you finish with it, what you're going to do, guys, is you're going to tag it. You're going to plug in like your tags, like what the blog post is actually about. And from that point, you're going to publish it. And that's really the process of publishing blog posts, on your actual blog itself. It's super simple. Same process is applied, with the pages itself. You can add a page, add your content, your title, your content, you publish it. It's super simple, right? Something that I wanted to talk about is permalinks. So we're going to go down to permalinks. Let's go to settings. And permalinks, guys, basically, this is a very important step that I wanted to talk about. When you create like a website, online, like in the case with this one, we have like Hello World, the previous, blog post that we had that we just deleted. You'll see that obviously the extension of it is very long. You'll have like the date, the year, the month, and the actual post name itself all in one. And it's very, very long and it's very messy. And so, what I like to do with this is I want to make it more SEO friendly and easier for my visitors to remember. So, what I want you guys to do is to select post name. So, select post name and then save. And what this is going to do is going to make it easier to crawl, with the search engines. It's going to be easier for your visitors to remember versus having to remember, like, web hosting services.blog / 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, like some crazy long string of numbers. They can just remember, best web hosting for beginners, something simple like that. Easy to crawl for the search engines, and it's easier for your visitors itself, guys. The next thing that I wanted to talk about with your actual blog itself, guys, is promotion. Obviously, if you create a website online, you start to customize it, adding your content and that, you obviously want to promote it online, because if you don't promote it, then really you won't make any money. Nobody will really know about it. And obviously, you're creating your WordPress blog or website to make money online, right? Obviously, you wouldn't be watching this tutorial if it wasn't with that very end. So, I mean, there are a lot of ways that you can go about promoting your website online. Of course, we're using YouTube right now. We're doing a simple tutorial. You can do videos online using long tail keywords for your titles, and talk to people about products that you love, you have a passion for, and that they're actually searching for, online itself. There are other great ways that you can do it, such as tapping into social media, such as Quora.com. There's Reddit.com. People go to these places all the time to find answers to questions that they have. So you can tap into these, websites, these platforms online for social media, and you can answer questions that people have that are related to, your particular field. And then you can leave a backlink or link back to your website, where then they can come to your website, purchase your products or your services, and that way you can make money, online itself. And so with the blogging process, guys, it's not something that you're going to make money overnight. When you blog, you have to really keep at it, and really let people know that you're a trustworthy source, online. As just with, like YouTube, you guys will see that I have a lot of content, on my website itself. And what I do with YouTube is I kind of intertwine the two, and I'll make a video about something that I'm posting on the website. I release a post, and I try to create like a video to then promote, that content. And that way people can learn, more about it. So that's what you want to do. You want to be able to drive, targeted visitors to your WordPress blog that you're creating today, with A2 hosting. And you can do that. It's a very continuous process that you want to keep at it. And that way you'll gain traction and be online and really helping people that are searching for the products that you're really, after. And so that's what I wanted to go over, guys, in this WordPress tutorial. I wanted to show you how to create your website, from scratch, to help you guys to see, how this really works. With creating websites, guys, you're just going to follow that same process of, installing WordPress on it. You can go about selecting your theme itself that you want to use, for your website itself. You're going to install plugins that you want to utilize, for the actual website itself, and just start adding content, guys. Just really like building on that. And really, it's just that easy. Like you'll see again on my site, guys, that I have the different pages that are set up: about learning that, contact me, disclaimer, resources, web design. You're going to add each individual, page as you want it, add your content. You can upload your images, and it's just that easy, guys. So what do you think about this A2 Hosting WordPress tutorial? Did you like it? Is there something else that you would have liked that I covered, in this tutorial that I didn't touch on? If so, drop your comments right below, guys. I want to let you know how much I appreciate you guys taking the time out the day out of your very busy schedules to watch this tutorial. I want to make sure that you're successful online. If there's something that I could do on a future video that would help you, again, drop your questions right below. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and that way future videos that I upload, you'll be sure to receive them. I want to hope you guys have much success in this year, 2021, going forward, guys. 2020 was a crazy year, but 2021 is going to be better. Things are going to be better. And I hope the best for you and your families, that you stay safe and have a very prosperous year, with your website online. Okay? Take care and have an amazing day.